Thank you guys for joining Real Estate with Ryan. My name is Ryan Coleman, along with my lovely co-host, April Coleman.
Hello, everyone.
Well, it sounds like we haven't done this for a while, April.
I know.
Not this year.
Not this
You know,
year.
you like my jokes this morning? Oh, one of those days starting the new year, guys. Wasn't it hard to get back in the saddle with the holidays? I don't know about you, April, but I feel like it wasn't long enough.
No.
Seems like the holidays always come quicker than we expect, and they're never long enough.
Never, ever, ever.
Well, it's a new year. 18 is officially down in the record books, right?
Sure is.
Hope 18 was an awesome year for you guys. Hope you accomplished everything your hearts desired. I know 2019 is going to be an exciting one, and we're excited for our goals, and we're excited that you join us every week here with Real Estate with Ryan. We've got a good show for you. We're going to talk a little bit about some numbers, how we closed the end of 2018. I know we talked about that on my previous show, but we had some numbers that were lingering. We had a very, very busy end of the year, and I think April and I are going to go over the whole eastern part of Tennessee, all of our MLS, what that covers, to give you a real look at the whole market. Wouldn't you think, April? I think that's so important. And what else are we going to talk about?
Well, I think that will help us see where we're headed to in 2019. So we'll talk a little bit about where we might be going in 2019 and what to look forward to. So I will start out, if you don't mind, with some of
ladies first, of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
Some new listings that we want to go over that has hit the market. We have 509 Calthorpe Lane. It is a new construction in the Stratford Park in 37912. It is a super, super cute house that they have done a lot of really nice updates. It's really beautiful. You should check that one out. We also have 363 Blacks Ferry Road. It's in Knoxville, part of Anderson County. We have 1908 Cove Point, and it is in La Follette. It overlooks the lake, so it's a really great property as well. We have a couple of coming soon listings that you can look forward to. We have 507 Oaken Gate Court in White Pine. We have one coming out in Kingston. We have 180 Perman Road in Cumberland Gap. And also, if you're looking for a house in Avalon, 140 Westchester Court, that will be coming soon as well. All
beautiful properties and really great sellers that we're dealing with here towards the end of the year. So excited to help those guys.
I know.
Anything else going on?
We have a couple of congrats.
Oh, yeah. Big congrats at the end of the year. So that was pretty neat.
Yes. We recently put 2 under contract, Creekwood Court and Winter Sun Lane. We put those
Winter Sun Lane and Creekwood Court. Now, Creekwood Court, really great client as well. They were in the market for almost 6 to 8 months with no success. We were able to come in there with some staging, new marketing, and at the end of the year, we talk about it.
Yes.
They were able to go under contract and get them pretty much list price of what they're looking for. So
exactly.
Really excited for them, and that turned out well. And
move forward on that.
Move forward. They're supposed to be closing in a month or so, right?
Yes,
okay, good.
Definitely.
Good.
Now, we do have some congratulations for the one that has closed. Ogle Hills, the parishes, they finally closed on their other 2 cabins, so they can knock all 4 down now. Pearl Valley closed in Sevierville, and then also Westland Lakes.
The Paylors are great. Our great friends, the Paylors. They're awesome. What a job my team has done this year. Really congrats to all them and everybody that works with us. And I always say, including my wife, puts up with me and to do all this work. We couldn't do what we do without our amazing team behind us. And they do so much behind the scenes. And you don't see all that they do, but they're really appreciated by us. So 2018 wouldn't have happened with all their hard work, and we're really thankful for them and all that they put into it.
Exactly.
That being said, we've got a good show. And so we're going to talk about the market. We're talking about some numbers. I know you listen to some news across the board. Is the market going up? Is there a correction? What's going on? We've got some agents out here acting like the market's going to fall out. We'll give you real numbers. Again, we're going to give you the up-to-date information on the real estate market here in East Tennessee, real numbers, real facts, and we'll give our opinion. We cover a wide range, very wide range, as April was telling you, some of the properties. I think the power in that is we're not in just our little neighborhood in Hardin Valley. We're covering the whole area.
Exactly.
And so what we'll see maybe in Monroe County, right, or Loudoun County, may not be what we see in West Knoxville or Sevier County.
Exactly.
And so those market trends are important. Also important, guys, what we're seeing across the country, some of our big areas, Las Vegas, you've got Atlanta, Florida, New York, some of your bigger markets. To keep an eye on those, and we're keeping a close eye. Some of their market and inventory has been challenging for some time. Remember, here in East Tennessee, we're pretty conservative. Our numbers, even when the market really fell off the face of the earth last year, last couple of years, was it 2008, 2012, 2012 in that range. I mean, it lingered some. But really, when that market was changing across the country, we're pretty consistent. And of course, we felt it, and there was some concern. But I remember you look at things in Las Vegas or Florida, they would see gains or depreciation of 32% in 1 year. So keep that in mind, that we're not having any kind of that adjustment up or down.
Right.
We're pretty conservative and we follow the trend. Keep in mind, and we're going to talk about in our show today, 6 key signs that a local real estate market is changing gears, and just what to watch out for so you can see here in the local market. Obviously, we want to keep you up to date, and then we'll give you perspective of what we see 2019 and any challenges that we may have coming on.
Exactly. And that way we can give you the up-to-date information to compare. We always compare 2017 to 18, and then up and coming we'll be comparing 2018 to where we're going in 2019, so we can see where it's going for our market here locally.
And that's one of the biggest things. I mean, it's all data and numbers, and we analyze those all the time. And had a conversation on one that we just sold the other day, and he mentioned a kind of a blanket statement was kind of troubling, and it was a real estate professional, and he said that the market was major correction coming. And I asked him, did he know the numbers that were actually happened last year versus this year? And he didn't. He thought that we were changing dramatically. And actually, year over year, I think you'll go into those numbers, we actually see a positive gain, right?
Right.
From 17 and 18. And there are some things to look at, but I think that's why I want to share these numbers with you that give you some insight of what we're looking for. And obviously, there's some price corrections. If you guys have been following, what goes on the stock exchange, you watch the government's in a shutdown right now. So, a whole lot of things that affect the market and could rapidly affect it, sooner than later. That being said, while I was talking about that, our good friend Chris Hograff at Gateway Mortgage, I don't know by the time this comes out live, they're still funding a lot of these USDA loans, other loans like that, believe it or not, your FHA, your VA loans, if you don't have government funding, it may stop the whole loan from being processed.
Right.
Power of Gateway is they fund their own deals and then they service their own deals, so it gives them a lot more flexibility.
Yes.
And I don't think before we wrapped the end of the year was so crazy pushing towards the end of that. I wanted to take the time and really congratulate or thank our supporters and sponsors here on our show.
Yes, definitely.
Chris Hograff with Gateway Mortgage, Carla Long at Genesis Real Estate Title. They are awesome at what they do. We do these shows for you guys that if you're looking for an agent, you're looking for advice, you need somebody you can trust, where do you go? And so we do these shows for that. But they are true ultimate professionals in their craft. They're good at what they did. We just got done with a closing, and we just couldn't have done it with great team members.
Right.
And they really do an awesome job. So, and you guys out there listening need a great lender or great settlement agent. Those two are top of the line to call. So with thanks to those guys.
Definitely.
Let's get in our show, April, before we run on time. Let's talk about some numbers.
Yes, definitely. We can talk about numbers. Now, I only cover some of these counties that are surrounding counties of Knoxville instead of just kind of going broad every single county, because our MLS covers all the way up to Kentucky. So if you are in a specific county and you're listening to the show and you want those numbers to see kind of where your market specifically is, then we can share those with you if you just want to give us a call. So first we'll go over in alphabetical order. Anderson County first. Now, 2017, they sold 938 homes, and in 2018, they sold 1,017 homes. So they were up by 8.4%.
Good deal.
So good for Anderson County. For Blount County, they were a little bit better as well. In 17, they sold 2,214, and in 18, they sold 2,318. So they were up 104 homes. Good for Blount County. Now let's go over Knox County. In 17, they sold 8,615 homes, and this year they sold 8,612 homes. We were -3, believe it or not.
Okay.
And then we'll go over this last one before we wrap it up. Loudoun County, 1,009 homes in 17 and 980 homes in 18.
We got time for one more before we go into a break. What's this last one?
Roane County, 623 in 17 and 743 in 18.
So they're in a gain, a little bit of a gain there?
120.
Good. Hey, we're coming up on a hard break. Stay with us. You listen to Real Estate with Ryan. We'll go over a little bit of market stats and talk about these key factors to watch a changing market. Stay tuned, guys.
When it comes to the real estate market, turn to the experts that focus on you. With over 20 years experience, Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty knows what it takes. It's the right marketing. It's the right exposure. Ryan and April will use their expertise each step as they guide you through the home buying and selling process. Ultimately, it's about results.
You need someone you can trust that is committed to you.
You have a lot of choices, but the choice is simple. It's Hometown Realty.
Is it time for a new place? Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty has the experience to sell your home quickly and help you find the right home for you. And if he can't sell it right away, he will buy it himself. Life changes, and sometimes your home needs do too. Buying or selling, turn to someone you know you can trust. Ryan Coleman at Hometown Realty.
So we're back live, Real Estate with Ryan. If you guys are tuning in the car, thank you for listening to us. Is that nice? You like that?
Tongue twister.
Yeah. So listen, hey, it's Ryan and April Coleman if you're tuning in. And we're talking about the real estate market ending 2018, what's going on and what to really expect in 2019. I don't think anybody has an exact answer, but I think April was finishing up in Union County. We're going over some numbers and then days on market. So we'll jump into there and get more into our show.
Yes, I finished up Roane County, and then our last one is Union County. In 17, they sold 226 homes, and in 18, they sold 232 homes. So Union County was up a little bit as well. So good for them.
Union's closing strong there.
I know.
Good. So obviously, there's some movement there, but over a year overall, where there's a gain. And so 17 to 18, we're going up in the right direction. Sellers had a great opportunity if they had the property on the market, if it was even in the realm of being priced where it needed to be. We had contracts and being sold. So that was awesome. What do you think on 2019? What do you see? Any feeling?
No feelings yet, but
I know it's only a couple of days into the new year, but I know I was watching some of the news, quote, experts online, and they said that they expect some changes. And I think the reason, and you got to be careful when you listen to some of the news media for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason is they're carrying some of our bigger markets, our New York, our Florida, Las Vegas, those big markets where they're really highs and they're really lows.
Right.
And so let's go to the New York market as a whole. I mean, it's ultra expensive. And you've got products that are really, there's not many people that can afford those products. So in a market like that, even in our luxury market, there's just less pool of buyers.
Exactly.
And so obviously what they would experience days on market, that's a $5 million one-bedroom studio in New York, entry level, right? Versus our average price here is median price, $186,500. Might as well say $200,000 basically will get you a whole lot in East Tennessee. And you could see why that we're a place to live, right?
Exactly.
So I'd say that the affordability factor, you have to factor that in. Of course, when you look at some of the inventory online and some of these other markets, it makes you be a little nervous, especially when you got a government shutdown that we're dealing with, and makes you wonder, are we on the edge of a recession or a market correction? That kind of leads into what we're talking about today, but I don't see that right away. I don't think what we'll experience in 2019 will be anything like we've seen in 2008 or 10. There was a lot of perfect storms in 2008 to 2010. You're seeing some of that with the building. The builders are building as fast as they can build it.
Right.
They're pushing any type of land that's an opportunity. Farmers were selling that they wouldn't sell years ago, but now they're cashing in. They know that opportunity may not be here for years or a decade. And so they're moving at a pretty rapid pace. The challenge with that is, and this kind of falls into our banking industry, the banks will loan as much money as they can until the market starts restricting. And the challenge is, and I think we'll talk about what to look for, is some of our builders. When you start seeing them dramatically reducing prices or more aggressively on pricing, that's going to affect the resale market. So I think that's one of the things that you definitely want to look out for.
Yes.
Before we get into our show, I want you guys to understand that we're on social media a lot. So I don't know if you do the Facebook. Mm-hmm. Do you do the Facebook, April?
Of course I do.
Of course I do. Hey, I was asking somebody yesterday, a client. I said, do you guys get on Facebook? She said, of course. I mean, they were 65, 70 plus. Yes. I was like, your parents? She was like, I never thought, April's parents said, I never thought mom and dad would be on Facebook. They're on there all the time more than we are.
Yes.
So,
it's so funny.
So I was watching on there. And so we're out there all in the social media land. And we talk about that. That's kind of what's needed in this marketplace. So we started a new vlog. Let me get to the point. Started some vlogs. What that means is you're following us around and kind of getting a camera, get a kind of behind the scene what it takes that we do in an active real estate market, not only to be successful, we think we try to do that okay, but as a husband and wife, to run 2 radio shows, to run several companies, to have a family, have a marriage, have a little daughter, and all that, and kind of make some sanity out of it. We do that. And so we started the vlogs first of the year.
And a vlog is?
A vlog is the video log, as Daniel would say. He's produced these shows. I guess really a video log is really just a videography of a series of events and a day in the life. I don't know how exciting that may be. It may be a little bit of a hectic life. But I think if you're following our vlogs and things that we do, I think hopefully you see and relate to us. We're real people. We're funny sometimes. Sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes we got great clients. Sometimes we have, not so much easy clients, right? But it's all in the life of what we do to be in sales and run a business. And I think a lot of you guys being self-employed, hope you can appreciate that and what it takes to, even running your own household is really a small business, because having little ones running around, organize everybody, that is not easy. No. So I hope you follow us on social media. I wanted to mention about that. It's Ryan Coleman Group. We'll be on YouTube. Just Google us. You may see those vlogs. We got a new one launching every Thursday. Yes. And so we're excited about that. And I just wanted you to know about the vlog.
There you go. Yeah.
April's going to have a camera followed on her on Saturday. I don't think she knows that yet.
Oh, no.
A little bit of surprise. So we're working on that Saturday. So we started that. And thank you for Daniel puts up with me. Exactly. He has very kind patience. He's our producer. Right. He produces all our shows and keeps us in line, and has a very kind heart to deal with us and very temperament. So let's get into this real estate show. As you guys, thank you for listening. If you need us, if you ever need us, the easy number is 693-SOLD or ryancoleman.org. Just wanted to remind them that they didn't know the number, honey, that they didn't know the number, that they remember it. Okay, so she's pointing to me that I need to get into the show. She's keeping me focused. So let's get through this. 6 key signs that a local real estate market is changing gears. So that being said, days on market and new builds. We were kind of talking about that before we started our vlog rant. Things you need to watch in the market and things that you'll be watching on, whether in Trulia, Zillow, Realtor.com, or just the market in general. What you'll find is right now that some of the inventory in the last quarter of the year, November and December, we saw a lot of the new listing inventory slow down. Well, the challenge with that is number of new listings. Let me just give you an example. Number of new listings in November and December were 982 less than in December, 903. The percentage points will make you kind of go, 78% year over year from 2017, 96% from 2017.
Oh, wow.
That is a big difference.
Oh.
So what you're going to see on the sales have not changed a whole lot, but the amount of inventory is. And that really ties into our inventory levels, our days over market, appreciations, and new builds. I think a combination of several things that have happened in the market. Interest rates have been good for a long time, right?
Right.
We've been 2.5%, 2.9%, 3%. Now we're inching on up a little bit over 5%. 5% is a really good rate. I have some properties that were at 6%, and we were really great rates at that time.
Right.
My uncle always says that he refinanced back in the 80s and it was 18%. So we got to give a little perspective of where
But when you're used to getting to
we're spoiled.
yeah,
We're spoiled. We're
it's kind of like
spoiled.
gas prices. You remember
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I remember when they were 97 cents.
I know. So we were a little bit spoiled, but overall, the market is very competitive. But when you look at those trends, and it even started in September, really August. So basically, if you look in August, there was a 299 sale difference, which is basically 17% point down. September went 37 percentage points down, 46, 78, 96. Year over year, we're 18% inventory levels down.
Interesting.
What does it mean? It's challenging because we have a factor here now that, as a seller, let's face it, if we're going to sell our property, we want every dollar that we can get and then some, right? When the inventory levels as a buyer or a purchaser in this market, we want the best deal. I don't care if the market's good or not. I still want a good deal. It's a little bit of that sense of accomplishment that we've got a good deal on the property and that I didn't, had a little haggle room there.
Right.
Well, when there's less inventory on the market and then the market, there's not much to look at, what do you do? Where do you go? And you've got stuff that's really overpriced or stuff that's sitting on the market for a while.
True.
Then we're seeing stuff that's getting adjusted. I think what you're seeing overall is that homes that are not moving and sitting on the market, there's only a couple factors. And this always goes quickly, but pricing, new construction, they have a lot of effect on that. And so it's a big pricing and marketing in this industry. So if you're not getting your home sold in the time frame you need to, it may be all about the agent that you choose and the pricing correlative to that.
You look at it if the market's starting to soften, not, go down, but soften. Those numbers could change.
Look at inventory levels. If they start rising before we cut out of here at the end of the show, look at your numbers of listings, days on market. If they're carrying longer, it may be something to really concern about.
Yes.
The show always goes quicker than we expect. Thank you guys for following us, Real Estate with Ryan, every Saturday here with us in the studios. If you need us, it's an easy number, 693-SOLD, or they could find us online.
Yes, RyanColeman.org.
Appreciate you guys following with us. Also, go to my blog. We'll have more information that we didn't cover on this show. You have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in.
We'll keep going, so we'll keep on this on the grid. So hey, we cut this show quick, but this will be for social media. I couldn't get into everything that we wanted to get into. Had so much to talk about. We were so excited to get back here in the studio. But basically, we're seeing things that are coming on the market that inventory is down, but some homes still are not selling.
Right.
And the challenge with that is, what do we do on these properties? Buyers are going to buy a home from comparison shopping. And, what your neighbor sold for, 3 months ago is going to set the value. Now, we sell a lot of niche properties, a lot of properties that don't have comparables that are custom. We just sold one that was another custom. And, so you have to be able to compare those customs versus, kind of your Knox box, as they would say.
Exactly.
And so I think one of those factors there that's really, really important is know where our inventory levels are, April. Do you think with the inventory where we're at now in 19, are we going to see a rush that people are panicking, that maybe they need to put a whole lot of homes on the market, that the market may change and kind of they missed the boat?
Right, they may. We're just going to have to see what happens. But I do have some average days on market that we can go over.
Let's talk about that, because with the inventory levels that relate to that, the number of days on market year over year, the appreciations are a big deal. So what are we seeing days on market from last year? For 18,
yeah. We'll tell you about 18, and then we'll keep up with these so that we can start seeing a trend with days on market to see if we're going down or going up. So for the Knoxville market, Knox County, 43 days on market. For Union County, 92 days on market. Sevier County, 74. Blount County, 56. Anderson County, 56. Roane County, 73. And Loudoun County, 64. So it looks like the Knox County market had less days on market, although they were decreased in their average or the yearly market comparison for the solds. So I found that to be interesting.
What do you think that? I mean, what do you think that means?
Well, I just think that even though it was, I'd have to compare the 17 average days on market. I can do that, and then we'll compare those. But it looks like that we were down. I mean, we were down a lot from last year, but our average days on market were still the best in any other county.
I see a lot of inventory. We do with a lot of clients across the boards. We carry a lot of listings in town, and I think the power of that in helping a lot of clients, I think the power in that is me and April get a chance to meet with a lot of great clients, but it's really that market, getting a feel of that market. Mm-hmm. I tell you all the time, if you're going to hire an agent, you need somebody that's battle tested and that's been in that market. Because when we go out to Monroe County or Loudoun County, and then we deal with a seller that's on the water out there versus something that's in West Knoxville, or then we're in Sevier County and we're selling several cabins. Looking at those trends and knowing that versus just pulling something off the MLS is very valuable.
Right.
And I think what she's telling you and what April's going over is that if you're marketed right and priced right, it's going to move because the inventory still is not there, and it goes in cycles, guys. The inventory is not going to happen overnight. So you may see, and I expect that we're going to see more inventory levels rise some. I think you'll see some of the new construction, that new construction that we just listed in East Knoxville. There's a whole subdivision that's set behind. That is, there was 3 phases, and it's out there near Daniel where he lives. And there was a first phase, which is your higher end, your 300 to 400. Mm-hmm. Next phase was, let me go maybe 300 to 250. And then the phase that they're building below them is, 200 and under, 225 and under. Well, what you'll see, guys, in a market that changes is more specifically subdivisions that the builder got into and developed. If there's market corrections, you want to be very careful as a buyer that you go into a subdivision that's half built and they don't have minimum square footage requirements. I've watched builders go into a subdivision that they're building a 3,000 to 4,000 square foot product, and on a dime, they've changed it to a 2,000 square foot house. But what does that do to the neighborhood? Well, it fills the builder and fills all his inventory, and he gets out of there, but it leaves a neighborhood that's a mixed community that's not 300,000 to 400,000, or let me rephrase that, 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, and puts a little starter home in there of 250.
Right.
So now that's your comparables. Well, in any market, especially a down market, what do you think is going to go quicker? The higher priced homes or the homes that are more competitively affordably in your 250s, lower end? That essentially brings the whole neighborhood down.
Yes.
And I think one of the things that April and I were talking about is talking about inventory levels in our new builds. And I think we won't go a whole lot into that, but I think you want to watch your pricing and your inventory levels and watch your new constructions. You guys know on a whole, builders don't do much negotiation. Right. And then the old saying of price per square foot is definitely not a gauge, but it's how they compare homes, but it is something that they look at, depending on the features and amenities that you put in the property. If you start seeing Ball Homes or Saddlebrook or some of these bigger builders start making adjustments, start moving with more concessions, they're going to try to keep their listing price. What you've got to watch out, how much concessions are they giving? Right. Are they upgrading cabinets and flooring and wood flooring? If you start seeing all these corrections and movements in builders, you need to watch that out on the resale. It's kind of a trickle-down effect that you'll see what happens in the builders will have to compete on the resales. This is not always a given, but if I have an opportunity in a price point of new construction versus a resale, and the price competitive is within 3 to 5 percentage points, maybe 10, I'm probably going to go new, especially if you can customize it. And who doesn't like the feel of a brand new home, like a new car or anything else? So they're going to be our biggest competing factors. I think you'll see the foreclosure market have some effect. We're seeing more short sales now. That we had a couple short sales that we're working with that we didn't see in 2 years straight. So you're going to see some of that market. Jobs have been, there are some job loss across the country. There's a lot of job gain, but there's movement in the market. End of December, we talked about that short sale market program. We need to come back and update them and see if that's been extended because that was set to expire at the end of the year. And hopefully that program's still there for some people that need it. And we're going to watch this very closely. Every month we're going to touch base with you. We're going to have it up on our, that's why I want you to subscribe and like to our page. We're going to give you the up-to-date information. We're going to have the information that we couldn't get to on the show. And we're going a little bit further here just for you guys following us. So you know what's going on, what to expect. The easiest answer is call us. And we'll let you know that. But we want to keep you informed. We know buying and selling is definitely a process. It's not something that everybody does right away. But we want to keep you up to date if you think about doing it in 2019. If you have friends and family out there that are thinking about moving, you know who to call, guys. Give us a call. I mean, refer them to us. We'll take good care of them. And that's all I want to say, and then just watch our inventory levels.
Right.
You know, inventory levels, if we start seeing more listings. And I think we've seen that already in the first couple of days that we started this year. We're getting more calls after back. So I think you're going to see that inventory level up.
Right.
As we wind down, April, here on social media, what do you think? Anything that you think that's important for the audience to know?
I don't think so.
I say the people, my daughter.
She always says the people.
She says the people.
I want to talk to the people.
I say, when you look in the camera, Ken's like, you say, you want to talk to the people. So, it's like to the people. So, anyway, anything to know?
I don't think so. I think for right now we've covered.
Well, again, guys, thank you for following us. Thank you for staying tuned a little bit longer, but we wanted to cover that. 30 minutes goes quick. So,
Yes.
So we appreciate you following us. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Take care.